Stop calling yourself lazy. If you find yourself overcomplicating simple chores or feeling paralyzed by a basic to-do list, you might be experiencing a specific type of cognitive overload common in highly intelligent people. It's called the intelligence paradox. It's the strange reality where a brain capable of solving complex problems suddenly short-circuits when it's time to do the dishes or pay a bill. In this video, we're breaking down the 7 psychological reasons why a smart brain often fails at simple daily tasks. Understanding these won't just explain your behavior, it might actually change how you see your own potential. Let's dive in. Reason number 5 is the one almost nobody talks about, and it's usually the real reason you felt stuck, not lazy. Stay with me for that one. Here's the first thing nobody tells you. Your brain doesn't clock in fresh for the dishes. Every choice you made today, what to say in that email, how to word that text, whether that meeting could have been shorter, all of it draws from the same mental battery. A highly analytical mind doesn't just make decisions, it reevaluates them. It runs a background simulation on almost everything. By the time you get to something as small as, what should I make for dinner, the tank is already low. It's not that the task is hard, it's that you have nothing left to spend on it. But willpower running low is only half the story, because even with a full tank, there's a second reason your brain rejects simple tasks completely. Highly intelligent brains are wired for novelty. They release focus and motivation in response to complexity, problems with layers, patterns, things to figure out. A load of laundry has none of that. There's no puzzle to solve, no new information to chase. And so, almost involuntarily, the brain treats it as understimulating, which doesn't just make it boring, it makes it genuinely difficult to start. You're not avoiding the task. You're avoiding the flatline feeling of doing something with zero cognitive reward. Picture this. You sit down to reply to one simple email. 30 seconds later, you're mentally rewriting the sentence for the 4th time. Not because it's wrong, but because your brain won't let good enough exist. That's not overthinking. That's reason number 3. Psychologists have a specific name for this, and it explains everything. Analysis paralysis. It's what happens when a brain built to weigh every angle applies that same scrutiny to tasks that were never supposed to require it. Loading a dishwasher becomes a question of optimal arrangement. A 2-line text becomes a rough draft. The brain isn't failing at the task, it's refusing to let anything be simple, because simple has never been how it operates. And this perfectionism doesn't stay contained to one task at a time, which brings us to something most people mistake for a scheduling problem. A mind that's used to holding 5 ideas at once doesn't downshift easily. Give it one linear, low-complexity task, folding clothes, filing paperwork, and it will actively resist narrowing down to just that one thing. It's not built for single-lane thinking. It's built for the highway with 6 lanes open at once. So the simple task doesn't just feel boring, it feels almost physically uncomfortable to stay inside. Here's the one I told you about at the start. This is the intelligence paradox in its purest form. It's not that you can't do the task. It's that your brain is holding so many open threads, ideas, worries, half-finished thoughts, that adding one more thing, even a small one, tips it into overload. From the outside, it looks like procrastination. From the inside, it feels like static. And this is the part that stings the most. You know you're capable. You've solved harder problems than this. So when the small thing doesn't get done, it doesn't just feel like a missed task. It feels like proof that something's wrong with you. It isn't. It's proof your brain is already full. Underneath all of this is something older than logic. The brain's threat priority system. It's constantly ranking what deserves attention right now. A looming deadline registers as urgent. A pile of dishes doesn't register as anything at all. So it gets pushed down the list again and again, not out of avoidance, but because on a primal level, your brain genuinely doesn't file it as important, even when you consciously know it is. And finally, the resource behind all of this. Executive function is the mental system responsible for both abstract thinking and mundane execution. It's the same resource. So a day spent solving complex problems doesn't leave a separate simple task battery untouched. It drains the exact same one. That's why your best thinking day can somehow become your worst getting things done day. So here's the real takeaway. These 7 patterns aren't 7 separate flaws. They're one operating system, a brain that's built for complexity, running on a world full of simple tasks it was never optimized for. Which of these 7 hit closest to home for you? Comment the number below. I read every one. And if this explained more about you than you expected, that's not a coincidence. That's the pattern working exactly as it should. If you want more of these breakdowns, subscribe. This channel is where we figure out how your mind actually works.